In Will's memoir, Will, there's a lot of talk about Will being emasculated by Jada, that, he's having to compete with a dead man. He's having to compete with the ghost. All of these type of things. She's disrespecting him for Tupac. And how do you think that makes Will feel, right? And I get it. However, I would get it even more if Will hadn't talked about it. And then talked about it some more in his book and put it on record. But people, again, don't pay attention. In his book, he did share that in the early stages of his relationship with Jada, right? He was a little jealous because he said even though he knew they were never intimate, their love for each other was legendary and they defined ride or die. So he said in the beginning of the relationship, he was tortured by their connection and how Pac was Pac and Will was Will, right? And he said, like Harry, who's his dad, Pac triggered the perception that he had of himself as a coward, right? That's important to remember when we go back to the slap and those things or whatever. But he said, I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world and I suffered a raging jealousy and I wanted Jada to look at me like that. So he did feel that way, okay? He did say that. However, he said once he and Jada became more serious, she spent less time with Tupac as far as their friendship. She kind of put him on the back burner, right? So for him, it was a twisted victory. He said that since she chose him over Tupac, there was no way that he could, one, be a coward. And two, he said that he rarely felt more validated than he was knowing that Jada picked him over Pac. He said that he was in the room with Pac several times but never spoke to him. The way that Jada loved Pac made it incapable for him to ever be friends with Pac. He was too immature. But he felt that he won the victory because he won the woman. So stop saying that Will has been, he is tormented by the ghost of Tupac. He's saying that he dealt with those issues 20 plus years ago. You guys are tripping. Now, let us listen to Jada as she explains why, though she loves Pac, though she believes he's her soulmate, there was no romantic chemistry.
Has there ever been a time that you regretted the decision that you made not to take it to that level with him and to keep it in the friendship space?
It just wasn't possible. There was no chemistry between us. I talk about it in the book.
That's so hard. I know, but that's just so hard to imagine. Because at the time, he was in a bad, he was in a space where, he was in jail and all that. But it's just hard to believe that we see chemistry with the two of you guys. Even in the videos of you guys dancing, there seems to be so much chemistry. But from your perspective,
chemistry, it's that friendship, love chemistry. Trust me. And let me tell you, don't think that Pac and I, like I write in the book, we had those moments. And I wish I could get people to understand the repelling nature. It was almost like God made us that way. It was like, look, I'm going to put y'all together. All right. Y'all going to be a dynamic duo. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make it so. Y'all not going to be able to get together because that just wasn't the purpose.
So, again, I said that before this clip was out. And shout out to Cristal Jordan at Rolling Out. She is the interviewer that was on that clip. Jada, of course, is doing her press for the book. She also hopped on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. And of course, if you know anything about those two, they love Tupac, idolize him. Matt has some Tupac tattoos, Tupac portraits in his home. So there's more Tupac talk with them on there. That she talks with them about Pac's proposal when he was in jail. And she felt like Pac was down bad. When she saw him, that he was being desperate in proposing to her. So she didn't take him seriously. However, I said this before this interview came out. And in general, she's always maintained that they were only friends and it was a platonic love. But people ran with that and kind of added in their own spin on it. So listen, I think you guys need to give Jada and Will a break. Hold on, because you got at least another week and a half of more Jada and Will stories. And like I said, in all of these interviews, Jada's not like, well, you want me to talk about Pac? Well, I thought Pac was this. Every one of these interviewers, have asked these questions. Why? Because everybody wants to know their own little tweak, their own little version of it. And I feel like that has been the case with her over the past 20 years. And everybody is like, will you shut up talking about Tupac, Jada? But you're not telling these people to stop asking her about it, right? Because if they're not asking, then it's no conversation. So I don't know, just some things for you to think about, some things that you may want to consider.